Hey kids, Mr. Glenn here, hope you're well. Now today we are going to be learning about Tynker, and we are going to be continuing in Tynker.com. We are going to go to a module called Input Events. Some of you will still need to finish storytelling, and that's okay. Go and finish storytelling and then go to Input Events. We're going to show you what your dashboard is going to look like and how your dashboard is going to work and the things that you have got to look for in this video. So we're going to go to coding in Tynker as we did before, and we are going to go and look at the steps we're going to take. Some of them are the same as before. We've got to go to Tynker.com, sign in with your email account, find your lessons, look for the Input Events module. We're going to show you how that works, and then follow the tutorial. Now, last time a lot of people emailed me and said that they couldn't sign in. We're going to show you how to sign in again. You use the Google button. It doesn't matter which browser or which device you're on, it will work in exactly the same way. So Input Events looks like this. You don't do altogether all these marks, they kind of combine together, so you might do two in the same spot and you'll realize that this one and this one might be combined as to this one and this one. So we are hopefully going to get to robot movement example in the first part. Most of you will complete it, and there is a problem to solve at the end. Finding your lessons. So, finding your lessons just means turning Tynker on, going to Tynker.com, and then looking for this dashboard area. Your dashboard area won't have all these blocks in. This is my one here. You will look for Ada and Dr. Glitch, or Professor Glitch and Professor Ada. We're going to show you how to get here once you go to the Google button. Okay, so you've got three main steps and three things that you are going to be learning about today, and they are all about controlling the sprites: point towards block, point and direction block, and turn blocks. If I go to the turn blocks, which is the third one, and we talk about that first, it's the easiest one because we see it in Scratch all the time. We're used to using Scratch, and we're used to having that default setting at 15 degrees. We're used to seeing that. The other one is point in direction block. So the point in direction block, you need to set the degrees and the angle to which you want your character to turn. Now, to begin with, I would stick with the basics, which is 90, 180, 270, and 0. And 0 is at the top. You may want to change it depending on how your game works and where your robot's actually going to go to today. And you can experiment with whatever you feel comfortable with. However, if you're using WASD, or the arrow keys, up, down, left, right, you might want to make them snap to 0, which is whichever direction it started in, 90, 180, 270. Point towards block is a really handy little block if you want your character to point towards something, say your mouse pointer, and then you can drag it through the screen. If you've got a maze, for example, you can make it go through the maze. That's quite handy. So these three are going to be in the tutorial for you. And your tutorial is going to look like this anyway, with the stage and the robot and what have you. So you will see that you've got your tutorial on the left hand side, and you've got your next button, and it tells you how many parts of the tutorial you're going through. The first tutorial has three main parts using those blocks that we talked about a second ago. Animate the green robot, move the robot, set the robot speed. So what they're going to do is get you to change those numbers inside the block so that you can make it go to a specific speed or go faster or slower. So we know what we're going to do. Let's go and check out how we are going to make our characters appear, I'm going to go and make sure that my Chrome for students is on. And then we're going to make sure that we can see where we're going to go. I'm going to go and sign out of Tynker here. I'm going to pop into here, and we are at the mercy of the internet today. I'm going to go and sign out of this one so you can see what it looks like before we get to the dashboard. So I'm going to sign out. I'm in Chrome and I'm signed into Chrome. Some of you don't have Google Chrome on a desktop on your computers. I'm on a Windows machine here. You might be in Mac, and that's fine. It will work exactly the same way. We go to tynker.com. We go to sign in. We say we're a student. And then in this page here, you look for the Google button. It's there with a big G. Click on that, and then it bounces to school and says, hello, are you a Pattern student? And I say, yes, I am a Pattern student. I go sign in here because it knows who I am. Once you're signed in here, as the internet's whirring away here and pages are loading, my screen might go a bit glitchy. We'll see what happens. We're going to go and sign in, and we'll see our pages. Now, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and just make sure that I can minimize this for a second. You can see that it just loaded up really quickly there. I'm going to go and get my teacher Chrome up, make sure that we can see this. Now, when I'm in as a teacher, what I can do is I can go into a incognito window. And what that means is I can pretend I can make it look like your browser on a different computer. So what I needed to quickly do here is I'm going to go to my student Chrome here. I'm going to go into new tab. There we go. I'm going to go OK. And then you will be able to see my screen. There we are. So what I'm going to go and do now is pretend that I'm in Safari on another machine, or I'm on Safari on an iPad, or any other browser that you use. So I'm in here and it doesn't know who I am. It's signed in on another incognito window. So I'm going to sign out real quick. Make sure you can see this. So I'm going to go and sign in. Get rid of this pop-up. Sign in, student, and then I need to go to the Google button in the same way. Now what's going to happen is, I hope, is that it's going to go to school and it's going to say, are you who you are, who you say you are as a Pattern student, and then bounces back into Google Classroom. So I'm going to go and hit Google. I wonder if it knows who I am. Now it does, because I know that I'm signed in on another window over here. It says incognito 2. But if let's go and sign in with another account, and let's pretend to be on Safari, mam32 at pattern.ac.th. Sign in. Now this will bounce me to school. And then if you noticed, it says fs.pattern.ac.th. And over here, it will have your login window as you normally do. But this doesn't know who I am. This browser doesn't know who I am. And I still get in the same way. So it doesn't matter which browser you're on. Okay? So I'm going to go and exit out of this. I'm in as a student, as a teacher over here. I'm going to go and bring up my window. And then I'm going to go and quickly transition out of that. So this is where we're going to, and this is where we are heading today. Okay? Go and sign in. Go to point towards blocks, point and direction blocks, and turn blocks, and make your robots move in those tutorials. Your aim today is to complete the input events. as always, year 4, good luck.